Welcome to the Board of Advisors Q1 Summit. We are here at the Ritz-Carlton Las Colinas in Dallas, Texas. I'm so excited to have here with me Jimmy Ralph, who is the CEO of BA. And I'm excited to be here, and let's just get an update on everything that's happening here.
How about it? Well, thank you, and I'm glad we get to spend a few minutes here.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
so
too.
11th year. We just started our 11th year as Board of Advisors. Is that bizarre? So how long have you been here?
7 of those 11 years.
7, yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's quite a season.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm excited about everything that's happened. You know, you've been here, you were at the very beginning or the year after?
I think I was at the second meeting. I'm not sure if I was the first one or the second one, but it was back early on when, I met Mike and he said I needed to be there. I didn't know why.
Now you do.
But there were probably a dozen of us in the room for that meeting, and a number of them are still members here. We are going into 11 years, and
I love it.
It's been quite an experience.
It has, and 3 exits, including the greatest Metro by T-Mobile in the world.
The second largest in the country.
Second largest in the country. Oh, my word.
And we sold that company last January, actually. So time flies, but it seems like yesterday, but it's been a while.
200 stores, more than 200?
Not quite 200. We'd kind of trimmed it down just before we sold it.
Got it.
So there were about 180 and change.
And 1,000 employees?
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Yeah.
So, quite the accomplation.
So that was fun. This is a lot more fun.
Well, it's a good thing because you could have retired.
Yeah. It's so Mike Calhoun and I, for many years after our BA meetings, we'd actually spend Saturday mornings at my boathouse,
right,
and just kind of talking about the meeting and how it went and different members and all that kind of stuff, and so then we found ourselves 10 years later. Or almost 10 years later, sitting at the boathouse talking about how we could do Board of Advisors together. So it's been a fun journey.
And that was exactly a year ago that we had the first summit with you at the helm.
It was in the spring last year, but Mike and I were fairly far along in the process by this time a year ago. So, that's been a lot of fun. It's been quite a journey, and we've got a lot of great new members and bringing more and more value to the membership, and so it's been a good run.
I hear you talk quite a bit about the Force Multiplier of what happens here, and I certainly agree with it. But tell me a little bit more about what that means.
Well, I think part of that when we're talking about it is just the incredible influence. If you think about Mike being a founder and building the company basically by himself, with our staff, and then you add not only did I take the CEO position and became his partner, but I brought my CFO and my COO, Kevin and Chris, who and we'd worked together for decades. So we don't really even have to talk to each other. We know what the other one's doing, and we know what to expect of the other one, and so on and so forth. So we took one executive, and now there's 4, and so it's pretty dynamic. It's really.
It feels like more than a 4-time multiplier on what's happened as a result.
Well, and we also have, a ton of experience. And so, it's maybe 4 plus. So, but it's just coming together very nicely. So
it feels to me like
you can tell by the room what's going on down there. It's pretty exciting.
Even far aside from the number of people participating, it's the best of the best.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that that's the cool thing about Board of Advisors and other businesses that I've had is when you're growing really fast and you're scaling or doing M&A or whatever you're doing, you always have to be really cautious about your quality erosion and your customer service and all of those things. And that's kind of what you worry about. At Board of Advisors, as long as we're bringing on high quality members, which you see we are, then it's better for everybody. Every single member adds, every single member adds value to the other members. So it's different, and that's what I like about it. And it's also fun just to be in a room with a bunch of high energy people that are all trying to win, and everybody's trying to win. Everybody's trying to help everybody else win. So it's such a positive environment that it's really cool.
Well, I don't know that I've ever mentioned this to you, but BA it's our business development function, but I have yet to pitch anybody. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that is.
Because I love to do strategy. I don't love to pitch, and maybe that's just as well, but I love to do strategy. And when you share strategy, the alignments will naturally occur where they belong to be, and people will come forward.
Sure.
If it makes sense.
No, I fully agree with that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for the last year. So, the last 10 years actually. So the other thing that happens in this room is you develop great friendships, and I know you've got some terrific friends in the room. Some of my best friends in the world are in that room. And had it not been for board of advisors, I never would have met them.
It's true.
That's a real exciting piece of it. And the other thing you probably noticed this year is we've started adding, or over the last year or so, we've started adding a little bit more entertainment, fun kinds of events and different things to do. Which, when you step back and think about it, it's a group of highly successful people. And there's no reason they can't come to the Ritz-Carlton and have a little fun.
The families are starting to come. My family comes.
Yeah, families are coming. And you almost always have family with you.
We do.
So it's really pretty neat.
My husband he's a serial entrepreneur, but he did most of his work in Alaska, which is pretty remote. And so his first visit here to BA, he was just taken aback. He didn't know that any such thing existed. It was like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah, I didn't know he was working in Alaska. So does he commute?
Oh no, well, he's moved now, of course. We've been married nearly 4 years.
Okay.
But from Alaska for 45 years, partly he was held there because his first son has a heart condition, a very rare heart condition. So for insurance reasons, he couldn't leave. And so he managed to do his businesses in an environment where we talk about no CEO building alone. He was alone. He had to do that on his own without this kind of resource. And now seeing that such a thing exists, that's a whole new dimension.
Yeah. You can't do it alone. And when you when you got, the amount of high quality people in the room, and, business is business. It doesn't have to be sectored. In other words, it's, there's people in the room that can just give you advice and give you, knowledge, wisdom, ideas, brainstorming and all of that. And, I've always said that business is business, right? It's revenue up, cost down. And, doesn't matter what sector it is or what industry it's in. So
it's true.
It's a great thing.
I've learned some of my favorite strategies from you, in fact.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. The systems, the strategies, the nailing it, and then with that same consistency, just scaling and repeating.
That's great. Yeah. So that's good. What's going on in your world?
In my world, at long last, my company has been working on a very strategic account. I can now name it finally. It's Hydrogeni. And it is a technology that converts plastic waste into clean hydrogen fuel and pure sulfur.
Oh, wow.
And this company in its first iteration was doing very, very well, but had some issues with its board. And so disbanded, but that CEO with patents and relationships and partnerships already in place has worked to expand it still further and further, and it's ready to roll out. So my organization, this is probably a kind of an exit because we're being rolled up as the Corp Com department within that entity. And that is starting now. But of course, my favorite BA clients were continuing to serve and service. So that's a wonderful thing. But it reminded me of you. And my thought was, okay, I'm going to make Jimmy proud in this.
There you go. Well, thank you.
It's my core team. my equivalent of Kevin and Chris and the tight team that's operated like a well-oiled machine for as long as 17 years. I could not retire and not know that they had good options and that everything was in place. So.
Right. That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's really exciting.
It's exciting. Very exciting.
For sure. So where are you officing? Are you doing that remotely or is
so far, yes. Okay. It's headquartered in Boca Raton.
Okay. Oh, wow. You're going to be down in Florida a lot.
Quite a bit.
All
in
right.
fact, Dean's looking at maybe we'll keep a condo there part-time. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, my daughter's going to FAU down there, so we end up spending a lot of time in Boca now.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, how about that?
We'll have to check it out, and of course, I will make certain that company is introduced and involved in BA.
That's great.
So it's terrific. A good thing. It's the right partners, the right strategy partners, everything we could want. I was asking Stan Padgett's advice, even as we were putting our deal together. My husband and I are investing as well. And so we will have equity in this company. Actually, we do.
Good. Well, there's no better advice you're going to get than from Stan Padgett.
No better.
He's I had dinner with him last night, actually, and he just never ceases to impress.
Well,
he just knows so much. He's done so much, and he's he's smart. So
he and I only just discovered on Monday. Both of us had tested out of most of our first year of college.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
So him as well. But brilliant. He's one of my favorite people in BA, and we end up working with a lot of clients in common.
Yeah, he's fought a few battles for me along the way, and there's nobody better. He's
better.
Just really smart and cares a lot. That's the other difference. He doesn't care about his hourly rate as much as he does his results.
Exactly.
So, and it's neat to have somebody on your team that cares that much.
Well, if you think through the resources available within BA that are just the best of the best, what a great thing to have that extended team basically available at all times.
Yeah, it's like, we talked about force multiplying with the four of us, what we're doing now. But I mean, that's over 100 times more than that with what's going on in the room down there, right? So there's somebody in there for every potential business situation you could have.
Every discipline,
every discipline. So,
what do you envision going forward? What are your highest goals and hopes for this year and even beyond with BA?
We just want to make sure we keep a really high quality product here. We're gonna continue to do our geographical events or our regional events.
Yes.
Continue to build that business. We're going to be announcing a few new management folks this week that are going to come in to help us, keep stepping on the gas and keep moving. And it's really to make it as big and strong as we can, with a degree of caution to make sure that we can't maintain the high quality. And the high quality of the events, the high quality of the members, to make sure that the member selection is diversified enough that we're covering all the sectors, and to make sure that there's plenty of advice in the room, and that's what this is all about. So,
and Kevin Harrington, talk to me about how that partnership came about and what that is meaning.
Kevin and I are really good friends. He's one of the coolest people you'll ever meet, as you've probably noticed. And he's been a member for almost 10 years. So he was one of the founding members. And there again, another person with so much, obviously he's got his charisma and all of that, but he also has an incredible amount of business knowledge. He sits on a lot of boards, and just knows his way around a business really, really quickly. And him and I just have a good time. We play golf a lot and hang out, and just a super human being. So,
what a privilege to have our opportunity here to present in front of the original shark, basically from Shark Tank,
right? And
to get that level of input on our companies.
Yeah, and that's when I think you've noticed that when you get in a room and you get him talking to people, just that massive amount of business knowledge, because he's been around so much stuff over the years that Yeah, he's definitely a great asset to the board of advisors.
Deal flow. I've been observing more and more high quality deal flow happening here in this room. That's amazing.
It's been really strong. It's been really strong the last 6 or 8 months. So there's a lot of good stuff going on.
That's exciting. Well, that makes for literal business partnerships occurring.
Oh, and they're happening every day down there. It's almost hard to keep up with it.
It is.
But it's outstanding.
It is. Well, I came here and I've joked with Mike Calhoun. This is the greatest place to meet once a quarter with my favorite clients because there doesn't have to be separate travel. It doesn't hit anybody's budget as a separate line item. We're just here and can have synergies happen face to face 4 times a year.
Sure. No, and that's a really good point for somebody like you that provides high quality services and so forth. You've got your 4 meetings a year with your clients,
and it's great.
Right here. Yeah.
And the clients start to work with each other. Yeah. That synergy occurs as well. There's a lot of Keiretsu, I guess is the word, for what happens among clients. And this is a perfect place for that to happen as well. Yeah,
and you hang out at the Ritz-Carlton for a week. So
exactly.
That's not horrible either.
And we learn things. We learn things every time. Monday, I met Randy Hill. And in fact, I was so impressed.
He's outstanding, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, but the first thing he said is, I appreciate the value of earned media like few people ever will. Told me the story about his peanut picker and what he did, how one story lit up the phones and everyone was calling. And so he spent the rest of his career, as he puts it, duplicating or working to duplicate that accomplishment.
Right. Now his story is fascinating to listen to, and he's a great storyteller and just a lot of fun to listen to. So
he'll be surprised. There's a frame about him in my presentation now.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
So that'll be good.
That's great. Yeah, he's just a classic example of some of the great quality humans that we've got in the room, and we're getting a few more every week, and it just keeps getting better.
Well, and as things evolve, AI and what that has meant to every person and every company, and now expanding and evolving our companies to make certain that we're fully taking advantage of that we're not letting it damage our companies in any way. That is fascinating. That we are, and as communicators, we're communicating to the search engines even more than the press in many cases.
Yeah, it's fascinating to yesterday, as you know, in our breakout sessions, we were talking about mostly about AI, and it's just amazing to hear the people, because we did that about a year ago. We had that same session, and it's evolved so much in the last year, where where it used to be, where 8 out of 10 people in the room said, "Yeah, I'm kind of messing around with it a little bit," and now nobody's messing around. They're all using it. So
it's all serious. And to look at how many consumers make their decisions based on what the AI summary says, without ever visiting the website.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. That sets you back a bit. That this is how serious we need to take this.
Yeah, it's the real deal for sure.
It is.
That's another reason why I love the board of advisors and what we do here, because there will always be smart people trying to help other smart people, and there will always be people that are trying to build businesses and use all those tools. So it's just a real healthy place to be. But you're right. I mean, the AI is on fire.
It is.
And it's going to be really interesting to look around in about 5 years, or 2 years maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A foreign country, but we navigate it together, so don't have to be afraid.
Sure. That's why there's a lot of people down there to help out. So,
exactly. Yeah. Well, and what are you learning most from the regions? BAX?
So they're just great events. They're short events. They're 1-day events usually. We're probably going to have a couple of 2-day events this year, and it's just a chance to introduce more people and meet more people and then we end up with with really good permanent members out of those too. They come kind of test it out, and we test them out,
Right.
and then a lot of them end up down here. So,
what regions are on the docket for this year?
So we'll be back in LA.
Right.
This year. We're looking at the Silicon Valley, Salt Lake City.
That's great.
Your area.
Boise.
Yeah, Boise.
Boise's on the docket. I love that.
And then on April, I believe it's April 16th, we're doing Miami, our first one in Miami, which will be
Wow.
A really exciting show. So, so we're just going to keep moving along.
Makes it tempting to go to all of them.
So we have members that do go to almost every one of them.
Yeah.
Why not? Because, there's just so much value. I mean, if they have the time and they can get there, they're making relationships and meeting people, and so it's just it's kind of the only thing you need is board of advisors. Really, all you need. I mean, I always say that after your first trip here, after you become a member, just go home and fire all your professionals because you don't need them anymore. So
exactly.
You've got everybody you need here. So
it is really, really effective.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be an excellent year. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear what we're coming up with next. And it's always newsworthy, always exciting.
Just stay tuned.
I will.
It's gonna be fun.
Of course.
All right. It was great to see you as always. And
of
thank
course.
you for everything you do for the Board of Advisors.
Oh, of course. I love it.
For all of us. Everybody loves and appreciates you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
You're an awesome professional. So.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, and on that note, we hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Board of Advisors podcast. So please take a minute to like, comment, subscribe, find us on all of your social media. And remember, when you get into the right room, anything can happen.